Welcome, everybody, back to this week's session of the live unboxing webinar. Thanks so much for coming. We'll give a couple minutes for people to hop in, but we're so excited to be back. As people begin to join, I see a bunch of people jumping in now. Thanks so much for coming. Again, I know I just said it, but we'll give a couple minutes while people join. This is an exciting day for anyone who has been on before. We did a whole 10 episode webinar series on how to cut freight costs, how to analyze the customer experience from post checkout to actually physically unboxing a product, right? And some tips and tricks on how people can save, how people can grow their customer retention base, et cetera, et cetera. 20 people in here, a minute in, so pleasure
Wow,
to
that's
see some
good.
more people join in. But
Let
um,
us know where you're from. Let's get
yeah,
you're a little rusty, Jack.
I was gonna say, let's get the chat going a little bit. If you're just joining us now, good afternoon, good morning, good night. We get people from all over the globe on here. So, oh, Michael, thank you so much for being here.
Oh,
Pleasure to
Michael,
see you.
yeah, a Canadian
Um,
friend.
Yeah, throw in where you are in the world. San Francisco. Great to see you, Greg, and pleasure to have everyone on. So, um, yeah, I'll give a quick little introduction. I'm Jack. Worked in e-commerce for, I don't know, uh, 10 years or something. I have a tiny little brand that's fun to work with, and um, I love co-hosting these webinars with folks like Brandon. I'm excited to talk a little bit today about returns. We have some new content in between our unboxings today, but Toronto, love it. Um, but yeah, Brandon, quick hello and
Yeah,
we'll get into it and we can rock and roll.
love it. Yeah, and just a couple quick tips. Make sure you put the everyone button on the chat so we can all see, the chat gets pretty vibrant in here. And one of the things we do is we score these boxes and these unpackagings from 0 to 10 is kind of the scoring metrics that we use. It is full experience from checkout to when it shows up at the doorstep and then we unbox it. And so I will give feedback on like what we paid for it. When did it ship? When did it arrive? What the shipping cost was? Did we do 2 day? Did we do ground? And then you can kind of score it with us. And then we have kind of a winner at the end and just kind of go with an overall score. We've had some amazing unboxing packages through our 11 episodes. We've had some crazy ones. We've had some fun ones. We've had some not so fun ones. But it's pretty cool what we do. And, the grading scale is all, personal opinion. So there's no right, wrong answer. If you think it's a 4, it's a 4 for you. If it's a 4.2, it's a 4.2. If it's a 7.8, if it's a 9, it's fine. We're not grading you on how you grade. We just want to see participation and you guys join in and stuff like that. So that being said, awesome. We got some new people here today, which is great. And those that are old, and coming back, we really appreciate you. We're doing a new series, a new season, we're calling it. We're going to
Yep.
talk a little bit about returns in between everything. And so, as well as packaging, of course, and unboxing stuff and saving money. So, I'm the head of growth of Shipcom. I basically, fancy word of sales and marketing guy. We ship millions of packages every year to people all over the world and work with brands of all shapes and sizes and brands that you'll see here today. And yeah, excited to get going here.
Yeah, so our lineup today, I'll give a little just quick introduction of the packages because I'm excited. Last season, I think our overall winner was the nut butter with a 9.4, right? Decimals encouraged.
Right at the end too. Yeah, it's like the
And
last unboxing too.
which is wild.
Mhm.
And today we have Satya Jewelry, Take Your USA, the water bottle company, Based Body Wash, and Fiora Wellness. So some big brands today. I'm excited to see what is in store. Brandon,
Yeah,
tell me a
it's gonna be a
little
good time.
about you.
Yeah, so we'll just high level, we're here for the unboxing and some learning and stuff, but high level ShipCom, who we are, those that don't know, we're a full service third-party operations company, and a partner for e-commerce brands. So brands that pick, pack, and ship stuff, sell stuff all over the world. We store products for them. We integrate into their selling channels, whether it's Shopify, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, and then also do omni-channel fulfillment as well. So Target, Nordstrom, Amazon, all that stuff, we integrate into those selling channels and then ship it wherever it needs to go. So there's many packages that you might buy from Target that actually came from Shipcom, which is kind of interesting. And so we help brands basically grow their business with a one centralized spot for inventory, which is really cool. So what is our mission? And make our customers more successful. At the end of the day, the more that we can help your brand grow by saving you money on costs for shipping and freight and helping just allow you to focus on sales and marketing growth and let us take care of operations, we find that that's really a great synergy. And that allows our brands to scale because we put you in the spot that you started, growing the business and doing all the fun stuff and not putting labels on boxes. So what do we do, and how do we guarantee that, and what's our guarantees for our customers? Well, removing barriers to growth, something we talked a lot about last season on omni-channel fulfillment. So, Target, Nordstrom, being able to manage those POs, fulfill orders for them at great scale, and we can do that. Create more customer happiness. Not necessarily you as the brand, of course, we want to keep you happy, but your customer, right? Shipping out on time, shipping accurately, making sure that experience is amazing and just an overall awesome experience. You'll see with some of the packaging that we unbox here today, was that experience great? Sometimes the 3PL really affects that. Did they put this product in a huge box with a bunch of filler or no filler? That can alleviate or can create, a negative experience for a customer, right? And we have an impact on that. And finally, improving your unit economics. So saving money on shipping, parcel, FedEx, UPS, USPS, all those carriers that affect your bottom line, because we all know freight's the most expensive thing. How can we help leverage our relationships and the way that we do things to save money for you? And then also on the packaging, saving money on packaging and also being able to fulfill orders quickly and have your stuff stored here, and really, just kind of save you guys money there. So that's a little bit about us, Shipcom. If you're interested, want to learn more about what we do and how we help e-commerce brands of all sizes, we'll probably drop a link here in the chat. You can always book time with me. But yeah, let's get into the reason why we're here. Rip some boxes open.
Okay, Satya Jewelry. When I was researching this brand this morning, I was actually kind of impressed with the culture around the Sanskrit word for truth, right? Truth jewelry. Okay. They create meaningful spiritual jewelry designed to resonate with the individual truth and empower personal journeys. Okay, remember, we're thinking like, well, first, Brandon, can you give me what the order experience was and a lot of the post
Yeah.
checkout? Yeah.
And I loved it. I didn't want to cut you off. That's great.
No, I mean, because I'm
Yeah.
thinking, okay, so
All right.
how long
I'll
ago did
let
you
you
order
think.
this one? How long
Go
ago did
ahead.
you order this one?
All right. So we ordered a couple of these just actually on Monday, candidly. Just getting ready for this week and the new episode and everything happening. There's some stuff we delayed. So we had to kind of fire up some 2-day shipping and some 3-day shipping. So 7/14 ordered this. It shipped the same day. So it got fired out the same day, which was awesome. And it arrived the next day. So I did next day shipping. We definitely paid for it to get it here in time. $69 for the product itself. So this is a high-end jewelry company. If you guys check them out, they got some really cool stuff. Hamsa hands and evil eyes and cool, like really cool product for both men and women.
Yeah.
$35 for shipping. All right. So next day you're going to pay premium. That's kind of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing is, I've had many people say, "Would you get a freaking box cutter already, Brandon?" Because I used to just cut with a knife, just like willy-nilly. I didn't actually buy this, but somehow it came to me. So I don't know if someone sent it to me, but amazing. Thank you. We're going to see if I can use this today and now, save myself from any harm that potentially could do. Although that would have made for really good entertainment.
Yeah, it would have. I'm sure
Yeah.
one of our listeners sent that to you. It had to have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave. Good to see you in the
Yeah.
chat, sir.
Love it. All right. So one thing we always like to look at first and foremost is the label. Good, clean, clear, nice on here. The reason why we just check this, everybody, is just because it helps on the shipping side of things. The male guys and women are picking up this product, scanning it. Anytime you have anything messed up, it's hard to scan sometimes, and it can miss its pickup point and just delay any sort of travel. Standard box here, no branding with the company at all. Sometimes we like to see, well, for us, we're always a big fans of packaging, whether it's tape or some sort of clear sign that the brand was on here is always kind of nice. For us, we do like to score things that have that, but pretty simple here. And yeah, UPS next day air saver. So let's get into this. Let's do this. Oh,
Boy,
that looked nice.
that looked good.
That felt good. All right, we open it up here, and we've got the product in here. Just chilling. Got pretty much a little wrap here, kind of a nice tissue paper with the logo, which is nice. And ooh, we've got a card. Look at this.
Wow.
This is very nice. Like this touch. So within the card, I'm going to get my packing slip, which is great. Shows me what I ordered, which is fantastic. We always like to check a box that we got the packing slip. And then in gratitude, you guys can kind of see that. A little card here, and then it talks about our intention has always been to create jewelry that inspires all truths and empowers you on your journey. We are grateful you are part of it. With blessings and love. There's a few more paragraphs here, but from the owner, Satchel, which is amazing. I hope I'm saying your name right. I believe she's on the call today. And then a $25 gift off of the $100 purchase, which is sweet. So what are we doing here? Creating repeat buyer experience, which is awesome. So, I can use the code, I can bring this in and buy it again, which is really cool. All right, and then we get into the packaging here. So it's nicely put together. Good tissue paper, and I got the sticker on there, which is cool. I'll open this up. Beautiful little carry bag. Okay. So very, very classy. Very, very nice. Definitely, like you guys, I said, I paid $69.69 for this. So it does feel like I got a very nice product that came in here. And then, yeah, it's a cool bracelet here that we got. It's really nice. Good weight to it. Very nice weight to it. This is the Seeking Truth Men's Riverstone bracelet. So pretty sweet. And then we've got this opened up, and it's got a lot of the crystals and stones. You guys can't read that, but just some knowledge stuff here, and talks about the Buddhas and the chakras, elephants, evil eyes, and things of that nature. So it's kind of a cool keepsake. So super cool.
Yeah, I was about to write down on my notes because I'm always looking for one. Oh, that would have been a great opportunity for you to put a QR code on the back of that first little added paper with the paragraph, and then you pulled out the $25 off, and I went, okay, great. They went one above and beyond.
Above and beyond.
Also, I learned something on the last episode, Brandon, that we did, which I just noticed on this one, is that like when we ordered that bag, you remember, it didn't come with a protective bag. And then as soon as I saw that protective bag, I went, okay, I know from last season that that's a +1 on my grade. Also, by the way, chat, throw in what you think that experience was like. We're going to have a winner at the end of this week's episode. These 4 brands are, quasi competing for who had the best purchase experience. So, decimals welcome, but 0 to 10, what do you guys think that was like? And then I have to assume that that's probably the smallest box that they can ship with, or that is a box that is required to do overnight shipping.
Yeah, you could probably get us smaller box. This is billing a third party. It looks like it came from a 3PL. Yeah, there's definitely some room here to save. But I don't think because of the weight and the size of it, I don't think they would have saved any money going in any more smaller of a box. This thing's pretty small. So yeah, I don't really have any comments here other than it's just no branding, or maybe it would have been cool to have some stickers outside of it or something. That's all.
What do you
Yeah,
think
custom
about
box, premium brand. Yeah.
what do you think about the price 35 for overnight? Is that top of the market?
Um, I mean, again, it depends on size, weight, and obviously, yeah, it was next day. I think they're probably a little bit on the higher end. Candidly, I've seen some stuff that's come in, overnight on that size. I mean, that's under a pound. That was a couple ounces. So actually, that's a good point. Let me see how much they weighed the box in that. Oh, it's covered up.
Covered up.
But I think, candidly, I think that's probably 35 seemed pretty aggressive, for a next day shipping. I could probably do some running on this and just see what our rate card would be. I bet you it's probably $10 cheaper at least.
And then the one thing I always ask, do you feel like it came from a 3PL?
This one, yeah, I do. Yeah. Actually, that's a good question. I say that quickly and then I'm like, I don't know, because so the next piece of it is because of the custom stuff in there, um, they had to they probably, let me just see here. All these things came separate. So like this was in the bin, like this would be separate at the warehouse, this would be separate at the warehouse, this would be separate at the warehouse. And so with this, so putting all of those in, not a lot of 3PLs like to take that stuff on. It's something I know we do. We have when we have so we barcode everything and make sure everything's kind of labeled. Like I don't see barcodes on any of this, so I don't know if it's just. Yeah, I would say candidly, now that I talk through it, I think they're doing it on their own.
Okay. Yeah. See, I'm glad I asked. I'm at a 7.5. Um, Miss Olivia from Northern California. You and I are on the same page, 7.5 right there. Brandon, what
Love
do you
it.
think? I'm curious to see. We got some 7, 7.8,
Yeah,
7.2.
yeah. I mean, I think we know where our bar is. Where we set the bar last season. I think we continue to ride off of that. I thought it delivered amazing. Of course, we paid next day, but also like they shipped it the same day. So like that was a big deal to me as a customer, which I thought was great. And then it felt really cool opening it up, and I got custom this and custom that and a nice gift card, and very, very well done. The only thing I'm knocking it for is the custom boxing and packaging that I just wish I would have seen, just given the premiumness of the brand. So yeah, I agree with Michael. So I'm a 7.7.
Okay, 7.7. By the way, chat, Brandon and I have only agreed on one score ever. We only got the same score once in the whole 10 episodes last season. So we'll see if that ever happens again.
I
But
love that you know that. I
yeah,
didn't even know
of
that.
course.
That's amazing.
Um, okay, well, let's
All right.
rip through a couple slides and get back to some more fun unboxings.
Yeah. So this, we're gonna just probably pepper through some of this stuff, and it's gonna evolve over week to week. This series is about returns and just how big of an opportunity returns is in the e-commerce space. The it's a tough thing to always hear as an e-commerce brand, I'm sure. Hey, I want to return this, or hey, I need a return label, or hey, I want to return, right? Because you immediately assume, oh, I've lost money now on this product. And there's just that's just not always the case. In some cases, of course, right? And especially if you're going to take returns back. What we find, these are just some data and stuff like that, which I'm sure you're all familiar with, not maybe necessarily the numbers, but there's a high return rate of stuff going on these days, right? And it's a huge space, $360 billion, right? 25% of that is online sales, right? So the stuff we're doing right now, what we're talking about, a lot less on the physical brick and mortar, right? You go into a store, you usually try stuff on and test it out, right? Buying online creates that extra risk, right? So there's ways that we'll talk about how you can reduce that risk and also recover some of that capital. And that's kind of the key of why we're here. But, there's some big financial impact, right? Processing costs, return, you've got to pay for the freight to come back to wherever it needs to go. You got to pay the 3PL or pay your worker to redo, whether it's lint rolling on a shirt or repackaging something, right? There's a lot of costs that go back into that. And so it's a thing, right? And so what we're seeing though is a lot of people buy multiple size things, especially when it comes to shoes and apparel and clothing, but even other things, just size wise, regardless, just to buy different colors and stuff like that. So people are planning to return things, and it's smart to just get ahead of it and start to think about it as a brand. So we're just going to highlight throughout the course of this season, some things and tips and tricks that we've seen, how we work with returns as a 3PL, some things to avoid, and just kind of chat a little bit about that stuff.
Yeah, I was in some of my returns research over the past week. It was very interesting to me to see the amount of people that buy three different pairs of shoes knowing they're going to return two. I mean,
Right.
and then the fact, and then it was also it was a big kind of revelation in my e-commerce head also was that kind of like the best tip that people typically give is like, oh, okay, take the item that was returned and mark it up to full price and then try to sell it at full price again. But you don't know if it's used, it's unique.
Right.
Um, oh yeah,
Right. My
that's
girlfriend does never like, oh yeah. Well, remember like when we bought a t-shirt from last season, a t-shirt from, I forget, some random t-shirt company, and it came back it came back when we bought it. It actually came from the label on it said from the returns department.
from
So
return.
yeah, right. And so like immediately, like for me, it's like, oh man, did someone wear this? Like what happened with it? What's going on with it? And I guess at some point as a brand, you have to be like, where do you just give up on, trying to salvage, salvage it, the potential, I guess, headache for going
Yeah.
through the whole process. So which is why we wanted to bring up some interesting stuff, right? Zappos is a big shoe reseller, one of the biggest, obviously. They have a huge online market. They generate 75% of their revenues from repeat customers, despite having a 35% return rate, right? But they make it really easy to return stuff. It's like Amazon as well, right? You always want to go back to places that it's easy to return stuff. And it's just part of the world that we live in. Um, this jewelry that I just bought, right? Put it on, hopefully it fits. That's not something I would be looking to return, but I'd want to have that option. Make sure that, I bought something really nice. And what does that look like? What does that process look like? Right. And that's how you create a great customer experience too, and customer retention as well, and repeat customers, and making sure that they have that optionality. I know it's hard. You can't do it for every single product, like chocolate bars or tea or stuff like that. But, I think depending on where you sit, and there's some really good opportunity there. So, you know, we've seen just insights for product improvement, inventory optimization, customer behavior analysis. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the partners we use in the returns process, like Loop Returns and Happy Returns, and how they create a better experience for brands and actually create more money on checkout as well. So they've actually have case studies where they've been able to create more revenue for brands with the returns, which is kind of a cool process that we can kind of talk about and dive into. So, but yeah, we'll just continue to chat about this stuff and give you guys kind of tips and things along the way as we dive deeper.
Beautiful.
Alrighty, let's get
Take
into the fun stuff. Yep.
Yeah, Take You USA. Um, is it Take You?
I
This
think
is
it's
one of
gotta be
those
right.
things. Yeah, that's got to be it.
Yeah.
This is the second water bottle company that we've had on here as well. I know you have a couple water bottles, so I have some prior knowledge to base this off of too. What this unboxing experience is going to be like.
Yeah, yeah, we do have a couple. I think we've got one little like traveler mug, and I think we got one other. Well, we ended up buying the
Yep.
the bottle there from them, even though that's not their main core product. So, bought this again on 7/14. We did 3-day. They had the options they had were 3-day business shipping, ground shipping. So they didn't have any like next or 2 day. Luckily it got here in time, which is great. They shipped it the next day. So they ordered it, ordered it that day, got out the 7:15, and it arrived great actually yesterday. So 7:16. So only got here in 2 days. I do believe, because I think it came from Ohio, which isn't too far from me. So it wasn't a long travel day, which was great. Paid $29.99 for the bottle. 7 years. Wow. And it still holds up. Look at that. That's a good plug, Wyatt.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I paid $29.30 for the shipping for the 3 days. So the shipping was as much as the product. So, is what it is. Part of that is, I waited too late to order, but sometimes we do that. We need to get gifts and we wait to the last minute, and that's what happens.
Yeah, we can't
So,
do everything the perfect exact way that you'd want it to do it every time. Then it wouldn't be
no.
full life.
Well, ground shipping is so hard to judge these days too. So, all right. So first, right off the gate, we do love this. We got some custom packaging here. So that's awesome. And it's not covering up the label, which is even better. We've seen instances where the custom packaging is covering up some of the label, or the label is covering up the packaging, the shipping label. Good clear label here. Like I said, this was it's dimmed out at 13.55. It's 1.2 pounds. Yeah, it feels about right. Not that I'm exact or anything like that. And then I went FedEx, so everything was good there. We've got 100% renewable, recyclable product here, so that's cool. You see that, the packaging, the box. So nice little bonus there. And any thoughts, comments before I get into this, Jack?
Yeah, I have a thought. I was gonna say, chat, by the way, that 1.2 pounds, he's used to deadlifting like 280, so you can take that to the bank as a pretty accurate estimate on how much this weighs. I like the packaging. I like the sticker. Um, you know me. That's like I like any opportunity I can to put my branding out there, I do. So I like it.
Yeah.
I know people are nervous about maybe it getting snatched off your porch or something, but I don't know. I want to watch the FedEx driver grab it out of the back of his truck, and I'm peeking out the window, and I am anticipating, and I know what it is when it gets to the door.
Yeah, 100%. Love that. Adam, yes, so they do have, the first brand did have a free shipping for ground, and then this one did as well, but I had to pay more, like buy more products. I think the checkout cart needed to be another like $25 or $30 to get free shipping. But not for the 3 day. So like I wouldn't have been able to get it here in time if I got that. So all right. Let's use my box cutter again. Oh. Okay. Box open, water bottle.
Mm.
Mm,
Large box for me. Packing slip?
yeah. No packing slip. Yeah, it's a weird sized bottle. You've got some room here. It's interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I would do if I was the brand is I would look at FedEx One Rate. I don't think this was FedEx. No, this is Express, and they did it overnight. Yeah. So it kind of sucks a little bit on this is that I bought it on the Monday, and because the warehouse didn't ship it out till Tuesday, I got charged overnight shipping instead of the 2 day that I paid for, which is kind of shitty. So that
Yeah.
sucks. So I probably paid more shipping than I should have, in my opinion. But yeah, no, we don't have a packing slip. Nothing else really kind of going on, as you guys can see. Can't make it up.
All right, chat.
And yeah, we've got bubble deal going on here. Are these good for the environment? I don't think so,
No,
right? Like plastic
no,
shit.
no way.
Right. So we've got a nice plastic, a good recyclable box, but then we're kind of counteracting it with this, not completely like for like, but a lot of box for the bottle, I see. So anyways. But the bottle is cool. I will give them that. This is a very nice bottle. So
Is there a note inside of the bottle?
no, No note,
All right,
nothing.
stick your 20% QR code coupon inside of the bottle. It'll feel like
I
a
like
treasure.
that.
People will love it.
Yeah, I love that. I like that idea.
Um,
Um, but yeah, that's where we're living, team.
you want to hear my thoughts? Chat. I'd like to hear what you guys think too. I was right on the same money with Olivia and Inzi last time, so I'll be curious to see where I'm at this time. But God, it's so
Eight
funny.
one.
It's so
Love that.
funny seeing how many people get one or the other of them right or wrong. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like you either have no branding on your packaging and you have a beautiful unboxing experience from the interior, or you do one. I mean, it's almost like there's this perfect storm of how to get, a 9.5 or higher. And um, I was happy to see that they did take you the sticker. I
Yep.
was unhappy to see how big the box was. The packing slip is always a plus or minus one, depending on if they have it or not. I was like, now I was initially kind of impressed that it got there, but like to feel like, not like, I got stabbed in the back or something, but to be charged more than I thought I was getting charged for shipping. You
Yeah.
know, and then yeah, there's just such like people underestimate the opportunity they have to create repeat buyers from just one little $20 off your next order thing. So like I'm at honestly, sometimes you just gotta go with your heart. This was just it was just an unexciting experience, and I'm at a 5.5. I don't, and then the question
Yeah.
is always, would you purchase again? I don't know that I would, but
Hmm.
also I might be like Wyatt and be drinking out of this for the next 15 years. So who knows?
It's true. Yeah, maybe they don't care because you don't have to buy it again because it lasts so long. You're just like, hey, once you got one, you don't need it. They
That
have
could
some
be.
cool stuff. Like, I'll tell you, you can customize their bottles. You can do like all kinds of neat things on it. And I think price point, for the bottle is pretty good. But I agree. I think there's a lot of room here for improvement on the overall customer experience. Um, the quick packaging and getting it out fast. In the chat I heard maybe they left out some of the add-ons they normally do because of the fastness, potentially. But if it's a 3PL, I mean, you got to do better. If this is a 3PL, my bet is it's at a 3PL, candidly. It was put in a bottle and is dumped in a box. Like I think if you talk to Takia, they probably wouldn't be happy with the way that this came. So we're going to reach out to them. We're going to chat with them, see if we can save them money on freight, and also see if we can improve the packaging experience and save them money there as well. Because that 29.30 that I just paid, doesn't feel super awesome. I don't know how much of that they're passing on or whatnot to me, but yeah, I think there's definitely some room for improvement. I'm Oh, Michael come in back on the 6.5. Dave on the 6. Got lots of sixes, sixes. Yep. It is a cool product. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Shipped relatively quickly, but not the next day. I'm gonna agree with you. I'm a 5.5.
5.5. I know you only did that because you want me to keep track of all of our agreements. No, I'm thrilled
No,
that
that was good.
I'm thrilled we're both on the same page.
I thought 6. I'm like, you can't give him 6. That just wasn't. No, we've seen all the ranges, right? Like
Yeah.
that's a 5.5 is solid. Yeah,
I mean,
it's
for
good.
new folks who are, hopping in and just laughing and enjoying some unboxing experiences with us and, learning some small things, like we've opened broken, like exploding
Shampoo bottles.
shampoo
Yeah,
bottles. Like we've
yeah.
gotten cracked glass.
I've had mushroom
Like,
powder all over my face.
yeah, we've,
Yeah,
I mean, it's, that's
yeah.
why you
It's
say
cool
go with the
stuff.
gut.
Yeah,
All right,
100%.
5.5. So the jewelry company still holding strong at a 7.7. We have our second lowest score. Two more to go.
Yeah.
25 minutes left. Let's see who can win it.
All righty. So just carrying on with the returns chit chat here. What are some solutions and best practices? Creating some cool technology, to help route returns back to, whatever selling channel, it needs to go back to. So I know from a 3PL perspective, and that's what I can really touch on, is we have a very full, robust returns platform, and you pay for it, but returns are such a big opportunity to create a better partnership with your customer, but also regain some money and get that inventory right back out. And so most of the time people return stuff, they're going to buy something else. So we work with a lot of partners like Loop Returns and Happy Returns. And what Loop does, their technology is pretty sweet. So when you go to return something, you don't know you're going through Loop, but you're going through the Shopify site. And Loop will say, okay, you're going to return this product. Here's your money back for the return when it comes in. But also they provide, like, they built the technology so that they tie in with the store, that here's some other things that you should check out on the way out, right? That are even at a discount. So they offer like sale items. So what's happened is they've created this cool technology where they're actually driving more revenue for the brand by offering a cool checkout experience when they go to return products and get stuff to, either an exchange, or they get a credit from the customer or from the company and says, hey, you've got a $25 company credit here, you can go buy this, and then they add stuff on. And as a consumer, of course, you're like, wow, geez, I'm getting hit again. But actually it creates we've just seen from the science and the behind it, and actually the math and the statistics, is it just creates more revenue for brands. So we, as a 3PL, we tie into all that infrastructure. And so when a return comes back, we actually have custom SOPs, scope of processes that we build out with our customers. And for apparel, for example, do you want us to, because it'll come back in any sort of any pack, like it'll come back in a ship package, it could come back in whatever, right? And our goal is to get that refurbished and put it back in the inventory so you can sell it again. So we do things as much as, like, we do a smell test for some brands, we do lint rolling for brands, we do reboxing and repackaging. So if you have a custom box and a custom packaging, we can get it back into that state. And then obviously if the product is just non-resellable, we can set it aside, we can send it to you, or we can dispose of it. But there's lots of ways that you can try to get that money back into circulation, into your system, and not lose out on that inventory. So yeah, these are just some thoughts that around the tech that's happening, the AI that's going on there, and just being able to recover some of those returns. And even if it's at 25% or 30%, we have one company that actually they won't issue a refund to the customer until we inspect it and give them the green light that says, hey, it's good, we actually do believe this is damaged, or whatever it may be, because we have a custom process for them. And so yes, that can create a bit of a challenge for the brand sometimes, because the customers get pissed off depending on how quickly we are on the returns. But it does create a level of, like, I would say just I guess just more like compliance, and like making sure that you're not getting screwed over, because people just buy stuff and then just return it, just to return it, and cause a lot of grief for e-commerce brands.
Yeah.
So
It makes me think of this one thing that happens to me frequently. I know this isn't necessarily returns, but since we have everyone here and it happened to me recently, I was thinking about this. Like, I received a little chair set with a table, a glass table. The glass was smashed into a million pieces when I got it, right?
mhm.
And what I did in that situation was reach out and say, like, hey, one of the items that you sent was broken. And I just noticed this happening. I wonder if this is just an ease of for the 3PL or the company to do it like this, but they send back the whole, they'll send you not just the glass, but the entire
They'll do the whole
set.
thing.
It's one of
Well,
those things,
probably.
like, if it comes in a huge box, it's easier for people to just send the whole thing again than just be like, oh, the glass was broken, here's another piece of pane glass or something.
Well, most of the time it's sitting in the warehouse, probably already in that box. So to
Yeah.
break that box open and then grab that piece, then repackage it and send it out, just wouldn't make sense for the brand, because they'd be paying for that, whether they're doing it on their own or using a 3PL. So yeah, it's just easier to send the whole deal back out, and then they, deal with the return on the way in.
Yeah,
So
interesting thought. It just happened to
yeah,
me recently.
yeah, 100%. Um, so anyways, we just touching on some of this stuff. But yeah, getting into Based Bodyworks.
Yeah, here's a relatively well-known brand. I know a bunch of people that like this based company.
hmm Yeah, so a little bit about this order. This was ordered a little, actually a while ago. So 7/6 was the order here, and we got it shipped 7/8. So they shipped it out 2 days later, probably because I think 7/6 was a Sunday. Yeah, because July 4th was a Friday. So they probably got the order into their queue on the Monday and shipped it out on Tuesday. We did ground shipping, no cost for ground shipping, which was great. It arrived 7-Eleven, so it came within 3 or 4 days, which is pretty good. Small product, looks like it came through On Track. It was 1 pound here, $54. There's 2 pieces in here for the product. You guys will see when we open it up, and like I said, zero cost on the shipping. So let me just do this.
That's
All
always
right.
good. Zero cost on the shipping.
Yeah, ground shipping. So here we go. Basic label. It's in just a kind of standard poly bag here that's got bubble mailer, I should say. I do like the black. The black's cool. It kind of goes with their brand. If you go to their website and check out who they are and stuff like that, they've got this black sleek feel, and you'll see also inside when you see the product. I think the product's actually black too, but no custom branding or anything like that on the packaging. And yeah, let's get into this. Let's see here. Okay. So we've got one box and we've got 2 boxes. Okay. So we're gonna have a little, this will be interesting. No packing slip, no QR code, no anything special, no branding, no stickers, no nada. Nada. But what I will show, in addition to that, is I've got some beat up boxes here. Now, at the end of the day, these are pretty solid products, right? Like it's not going anywhere. This is pomade clay and stuff like that. This is really nice. It's not going to affect the product itself, but it does kind of suck. That this package was kind of beat up a little bit. I do stand corrected now. They have a little scan for free cash, which is cool, which is inside of the box itself here, the shipping or the container that it comes in, which is cool. Usually people like to see where I go with this, so I will click on it for you guys.
Free money is a weird CTA. It
Yeah, it does. It is weird, huh?
free like I have no idea where that would go. Is it a 15% off coupon or something?
Yeah, 15% off coupon.
It's like just say that, you know?
Yeah, I guess you could do that. Just say that. That's fair.
Also,
The product is in good shape, but yeah, it's all beat to shit.
I when you said, "Oh, this is gonna be interesting," I knew exactly where your head was going because I was
Yeah.
thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world. I mean, you get what you pay for in the sense. To a certain extent, I'm getting like $30 for each one of these. If you break it down, maybe 27 bucks. So, but yeah, that's the deal here. Both of them have a 15%. I'm sure I can't combine them to get 30%, but who knows? And yeah, Base Body Works, you guys, well-known brand.
I
That's
mean,
where I'm at.
yeah, Chad, what do you think as I'm thinking through this? I mean, to be honest, you say like, "Oh, it's a sturdy product," and but like for me, it kind of hits harder. I don't know if it's the first time I'm opening the product and the box is bent and it's cracked, and there's just a weird taste in my mouth. You know what I mean? Like it almost makes me think if the product is so sturdy and you're gonna put it in a poly mailer or a poly bag that is perforated with those bubbles, like
Yeah.
just ditch the box and put a QR code in there with a packing slip and maybe like a letter from the owner that's like, "You prepare to get clean," or something.
Yeah.
Um, so I didn't love that. And then, maybe one of the reasons that it got so beat up is because maybe ground shipping, like maybe they are a little more aggressive with throwing the packages around. That like an interesting thought in my head, but um,
Yeah.
yeah, and then
Well,
it's
I mean, I look at it too, right? Like if you, let's just say this was supposed to be a gift, right? Like but you ordered it for somebody else. No one's probably going to lose their mind over it, but but also like, I mean, it's all ripped here too. But if you ordered it, and let's say I was ordering it here, but I wanted to gift it to somebody or give it to a friend or whatever it is, I wouldn't give them the poly mailer, obviously, because that's the bag, but I'd probably want to package this up a little bit or put this in like a wrapping paper or something. And it's all beat to shit now. And it's like, well, that kind of sucks. And then they open it and they're like, well, cool, dude. What did you store this for like 10 years at your house? And then you just didn't want it anymore and give it to me, you know? So like there's like that piece of it, which again, I'm being nitpicky. This company probably doesn't give a shit because they're killing it. But hey, I don't know. That's just that's our feedback. That's what we do here. And yeah,
Yeah,
tough cookies.
I'm kind of more closely aligned with Catherine. I'm actually gonna go 4.5 to be honest.
Love that.
Yeah,
Love it. Love it.
because
Love it.
also the other thing is like I know it's 4th of July, but like I've always been told if you get the order before noon, you should be able to ship same day. And if it's like if it rolls over from Sunday to Monday, then they get it as soon as the person who like clocks in that morning gets it. So it should go out on a Monday. I mean, I know it got there on
Yeah.
7-Eleven. It wasn't the worst thing in the world, but like I can't really get over that. I mean, I honestly was leaning more towards Olivia. I was honestly about to go 4, but then I just thought, I don't know, the black packaging. It did get there in time, like no packing slip, right? Like so 4.5 is where I ended up at the end all be all, I think.
Yeah. You know what's interesting is most of the low scores that we have, aside from like the Amazon packages and stuff, are from some of the bigger brands
Was
that
just thinking that.
and and I would actually wonder, 3, 4 years ago, I don't know how old Base Bodyworks is, but when they first started off, I bet you they were a little bit more thoughtful on every single order. And I bet you that was a different approach. And then they get to a certain size and maybe you lose a little bit of that. And I don't know, it's just something to think about as your brand growing and scaling and keeping that because it's always your we have a saying at Shipcom that every shipment is the most important shipment to someone, right? And what that means is like every package, but someone bought it and it's important to them, right? And so you have to treat it like it's the most important thing because
Mhm.
it's going to somebody that actually wants it and it's important. And you don't, and so I don't know. I just feel like there's that branding that can last a while, and it takes. What do they always say? It takes years to build up trust, and then like 2 seconds to blow it, right?
Yeah,
So it's just something. Yeah,
one broken box to blow it.
yeah. One broken
That's
box.
me.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so where are you? Where do you land?
Yeah, I'm a 5-2.
5.2. Wow. And we officially have someone in third place this week. And you were so on the money. I was gonna say the same exact thing. I know we only have 15 minutes, so I won't go on a whole diatribe, but like
No, no, we're good.
I do feel like the bigger brands, it's like it almost feels like they pass it off to a 3PL and almost to be like, yeah, whatever they do with it, who
Yeah,
cares, right?
yeah.
So you just hope that the 3PL took better care of it, so at least if you didn't care, at least someone would.
Right, right, 100%, right? But that's what I think a brand is expecting that from the 3PL, and that's also the challenge why brands have a tough time moving to a 3PL or at least or any sort of third party service because they have built a brand with their blood, sweat, and tears, and they want that love and that touch on every order, and they need to trust that 3PL can do that, and put in measures to do that stuff. And but it's also it's hard to do that, as you're growing at scale. So um all right, yeah, we've got 12 minutes. We've got one more unboxing left. And yeah, we're getting through it here. This is a message or not message slides from kind of our last season, which really talks about just packaging and reducing costs and shipping costs, right? Which at the end of the day, like we are opening up boxes. We're trying to give tips on how to reduce shipping costs. And also, we can do that through packaging. You can also do that for parcel optimization. So, one of the things that we always do is just leveraging shipping zones. As a brand who's scaling and growing, optimizing where your footprint is in the US, which warehouses you are, having East Coast, West Coast operations, those are things to think about as you get to a certain order volume and really can take advantage of the different shipping zones, right? In the US, you've got zone 1 through 8, and those delivery times and those price points vary quite amount. So quite a bit. So, being on the East Coast and shipping to New York versus being on the West Coast and shipping to New York is going to give you an extra couple 2 to 3 days and also save you a couple 2 to 3, $4 also per order. So leveraging shipping zones super critical as you're growing and scaling. It all depends on where you're at as a brand. Obviously, don't recommend it for startups who are just kind of trying to figure out where their footprint is. Try to get more centrally located spot, in the Midwest is always key. Because then you can kind of see your footprint and you can kind of get 2 to 5 days anywhere in the US anyways, when you're kind of in the Midwest, but those are things to think about. And then optimizing packaging, lighter packaging materials, bubble mailers, air pouches. I think that's what Base did good here is they used some poly mailers. They could have put that in a box, but they might have been a little more expensive there. Keep in mind, we haven't talked about this a ton, but you are going to pay for the packaging as a brand too, right? So whether you use the poly bag or use a box, there are different costs for that, right? Anywhere from 15 cents to a couple of dollars sometimes for packaging, right? So, those are ways to lower your unit economics too, and think about those types of stuff. And then also you're just saving room and space, and not putting too much into or too little into bigger boxes. FedEx and UPS try to shove as much shit as they can on a truck. And so if you've got a bigger, bulkier item and you're going to create issues for them not being able to optimize their trucks, they're going to ding you. That's what you call surcharges and things like that. And they don't hit you on the checkout and they don't hit you right away. They come back 2 to 3 months later and say, oh, by the way, this product was a little bit over, right? So we have things in place that monitor that, manage that, and track that to help save, those costs for brands. But it's hard. It's a thing. That's why I mentioned kind of partnering with a 3PL and just negotiating pricing, shipping rates, understanding cost drivers. Like I said, we as a 3PL, we ship so much stuff every day. So we have a really good advantage, I'd say, over an e-commerce brand who's shipping just on their own, because I can go and take that volume to FedEx or UPS and say, hey, give me better rates because I'll give you this volume, or need to do this, need to do that. But you still have that power as a brand. You can go to any carrier and say, hey, I've got X amount of volume. Here's what I'm shipping, and see if you can negotiate, some of your rates on your own. But if it's daunting task for you, if it's something that you're not sure how to attack, feel free to reach out. I've done this with several brands that have been on here with us. I'm in the middle of working on some stuff for a couple people. Actually, Michael, who's chatting here today, we're working through, some options of shipping here in the US with his fitness equipment up in Canada. So, those are things that we can help with and support, and just be a good partner. And maybe, just maybe, you could fall into this category of, holy shit, it can save you $250,000 on just shipping alone, because we're optimizing your whole logistics platform and where you're shipping and your carriers and your box sizes and all that kind of fun stuff. So those are some of the things that we do. Like I said, we're a 3PL. We store your product, we warehouse it, we get it out on time, we ship it, accurately. But at the end of the day, we're just trying to save you money and help you grow and scale. And that's what we do best. So, last product.
Yeah. Okay. This is Lakeisha's brand. I have been excited to see. Let's see if she can be the winning brand of this week. It's an overall wellness company. And yeah, when did you order this one, Brandon?
Yeah, so we ordered on 7/14 as well. So
Okay,
standard
good.
on Monday. Yeah, ripped everything out that day. We did 3 day shipping. And again, didn't know if this was going to make the cut because it shipped the next day. So it went out 7/15, but it did get in here in time and actually got here like 2 hours ago, which was sweet. So 7/17 it got here. 3 day shipping, $44 for the product. You'll see when we get in here, it's magnesium pouches, to kind of calm the nerves at night and try to relax a little bit. And $18 for shipping. They did have a free shipping option on the ground side of things I didn't have to pay for anything more. That was just a nice, but I needed this a little faster. So, yeah, that's where we're living. And let me just do this. All right. So, what we got here came from Las Vegas. FedEx label's a little blurry, but not horrible. Obviously didn't have any issues in transit, so it's all good. Not really any no branded packaging, no any sort of anything on here, just a standard kind of Uline box. Weight on this was under a pound, so 0.77 pounds. So let's see, $18 for shipping 3-day. Not bad. I think probably a little high, in my opinion, and a 7x7x5. So a nice size that all the parcel carrier networks love. And let's go. Getting some good use of this box cutter today.
Hmm. Well, it's better than that jewelry company that charged $35. The very
Yeah, that's true. All right. Boom. So we've got this deal going on. And then you've got, all right, so we got this is pretty cool. It's a little pamphlet here. It's going to talk about the Mellow product that we got, what's important to it. Also some cool like recipes for drinks like a Mellow mojito, a little apple cider, maybe a Mellow margarita, which is pretty sweet. And then also gives me a code to get 15% off on my next order. So love this, checking all the boxes there, super cool. Well done on that. Also added the magnesium super blend and the naked flavor, so just the basic flavor, and then another pomegranate, so just added on top, which is cool. So they just added a few of these. These are extras, so it's kind of like a nice little here you go, which is nice. Appreciate that. And then here's the product. So just kind of your standard. I've see this a ton of nutraceuticals, obviously, like this type of packaging. So love the branding, love the packaging. Very cool. There wasn't any packing slip in there. Like I said, they had the QR code things in there, so we could definitely reorder and get some discounts. But yeah, pretty cool. And overall, good experience. So chat,
Yeah.
let me know those that are left hanging out with us.
No, yeah. Well, actually, basically everyone's here. So
Love it.
I would love to hear what people think. Clarence, good to see you. I just noticed you were in here. Pleasure to see you, sir. Yeah, so I'm at a 7 flat. I'll be honest. Like that's before I even get into the whole thing, right? It's like yeah, the box is a little big, but this was the only box we've seen that had an Olivia. We're always on the same page. I love that. But it was the only box that had like any type of like, type of suppressive material inside the box, right? Like
Yeah.
it was the only one that did it. And sometimes like the size is good, it's not bad, but you got to give kudos for that, like the peanuts, and they didn't even use the plastic. They used some type of different material, which I really liked. They put not the packing slip, which I dinged for, but they put some marketing materials. They gave a couple freebies. Like the unboxing experience made me think I would buy from them again. So, the shipping I didn't love. 18 was a little expensive. Not any branding on the outside. So for me, I'm at a 7.
Yeah, I think I'm loving where these are coming in at. I love the branding packaging itself. I would love to see taking this and putting it somewhere on the outer world that we can see it more. Like I see them happen all the time. Like so try Create, which is the creatine company, the gummies, those things have blown up. He ships his like gummy vitamins in a branded poly bag that's orange that has his brand on it. It's super cool, right? And like that's what I would see. I would put that in this in there because it would be light, it would get there faster, it wouldn't take up much space in there, and you could just drop this stuff in there. You could drop all the things you want in there, and it's a cool branded package. So that's just some feedback there. Overall, though, like I'd love to work with this brand along with all the brands here, and definitely I think we could save some money. I'm gonna go 6-8, just
Six.
because I think we could do more with how cool. I just know how cool this is, and I know they could step it up on the packaging.
Yeah. Okay. Gosh, that's fantastic. Well, Lakeisha, send Brandon an email. He sounds passionate about this.
Yeah. Alrighty, we got a minute left, so we'll just kind of close and wrap up here. These are brands that we work with. Some most I think. Happy to have a chat with anybody, talk through packaging, shipping costs, ways to save money, way to optimize, way to get ready for peak. Peak season's right around the corner. Are you in the best spot to be ready for peak, to execute, all your dreams and make sure that you knock it out of the park? Reach out. We're here. We're active. We love working with brands. This is fun stuff. We've got some brands already for next week that are ready to go. So if you didn't see on here, Pure Skin, we've got you next week coming in. Odell Beauty is coming in already. We're going to order Trash Panda Disc Golf today. So we're going to keep this train rolling. We got some cool stuff. We are next Wednesday instead of the Thursday. But thank you, everybody. Appreciate it for being on here. You can reach out to me here. And Jack, you could sign us off, my friend.
No, of course. You know me, just the quiet jazz music as we sign off. I'll say this, Michael, when you're in DC, text me. You have my number. Shoot me a text. I'll be pumped to go out and hang out a little bit. But yeah, so we have in fourth place, Based. The brand got too big. The boxes were ripped. What are you going to do? In third place, we have Takia. In second place, we have this brand that we just looked at, the health and wellness brand with some incredible branding. And then in first place, the jewelry company. Well done with 7.7. You're the highest in the lead for the season so far. So thank you everyone for joining. A wonderful day. Send Brandon an email. Send me one. Would love to connect. Thank you for being here. And if you want to compete, have a chance at winning, send us your email and we'll unbox some of your products.
100%.
Thank you guys. Brandon, thank you so much. I have a blast every week. See you on Wednesday, my man.
Love you, brother. All right, buddy. See ya.
Yeah.